Hey all, Mac here. I wanted to make a video on last Epoch and my sort of progress to the game this weekend. And I've had a decent bit of time to play it, so I've been playing like crazy, and I was able to hit 100 on this build. I think I was like ladder only like 300 or something. I wasn't really fast to it because I was focusing on gearing, and that's what I wanted to talk about today. So in terms of gearing, I more so wanted to talk about how to farm a lot of high LP items, as well as how to farm specific key items such as red ring. So actually, and yesterday I ended up farming 5 red rings from prophecies, and I'll go over a little bit how you do them. But for the most part, you literally just run prophecies. That's the majority of COF item acquisition, specifically for LP uniques, is going to be through farming prophecies and just targeting one specific item at a time. You can target multiple if you want, but I'd say best thing is just to save up favor and target one. As far as my other items, I have like 2 LP on most of my uniques. Some have 3. And there's a couple other systems as well out there to reroll the LP in a way, and I'll go over those as well. So first off, how do you exactly get favor efficiently to farm these? Well, you can literally just run monos. I was most of the time just running monos progressing, farming out of corruption where you can kill rare mobs fairly quickly. So like if I throw out one ability and I can do most of the rare's health, that's going to be fast enough, I'd say. If you're having to sit at a rare for a little too long, like multiple seconds, then I think it's a little too long. So you can always dial back your corruption. Try to hit the sweet spot of at least 200 to 300 corruption. Always above 200 if possible. 250 I think is where all the rewards cut off. But you want to kind of stay above that level if you're farming. The main thing also is your corruption scales with the amount of favor you get, but not by that much. After around 300 is where the diminishing returns really start being noticeable. I don't think I'm much faster at corruption 800 compared to 300 with how much I'm getting. So I'd say just keep it at that. On average, per an item like Red Ring, so Red Ring takes around 200k favor, give or take. Yesterday, I farmed around 520k, and over the course of the other couple days, I farmed 400k. I didn't get anything the first 400k, and then in the last 500-something k, I got 5 Red Rings. So there's some variance to it. So don't expect to just farm 200k and immediately get one. It's very possible you get none, and it's also very possible you get more than one. But the official drop chance of those it's really fickle because there's just more data being added. But yeah, generally Sims say around 200k favor. So besides that, how do you actually reroll LP? So a lot of these items are going to drop with like maybe 1 LP, perhaps 2 LP. If you're looking for 3 LP items, you're most likely not going to see very many of them just drop naturally. And when you have to reroll for specific rolls on an item, this gets even worse, right? So I need to get a +4 aerial assault Talons of Valor, and the only way I can do this is either to natty drop it and get lucky, or to reroll. So in order to reroll mods, there's a really nice woven echo called the Gauntlet of Strife. This basically lets you sacrifice a unique by using a same unique with the same amount of LP in order to reroll. Or from PoE, it's you divine the item, but you reroll the actual mod values of it. So this could reroll to 1 instead of 4. Not that I'd ever want that, but yeah. So an interesting fact about this is if you have an item with 3 modifiers that you didn't cook yourself. So if you put a 0 LP item into a Nemesis, and then you cook that item with Nemesis up to 3 mods, it actually counts as having 3 LP, and it can be used for dividing. So if you get an item cooked in the Nemesis that's really useless mods, but it has 3, you can use that to reroll your 3 LP items, and even 4 if you're that lucky. But yeah, it's a really useful tool, and I highly recommend holding on to a couple 0 LP legendaries that are used for your build to do exactly this. If you run into a Nemesis in a Monolith, you throw in that item and you hope to get a couple red mods. Similarly, you can also get LP from these, which is how I got my Nihilus up to 2 LP. This was very lucky. Most of the time, the higher rarity the item is, or like the higher reroll chance it is, the lower chance it is to actually get LP on the item when putting it in the Nemesis. Do keep that in mind. So all of the red rings that I got 4 0 LP and 1 1 LP. And I put these all to cook, and they all hit dead mods. So do keep that in mind. Now, if you're target farming a specific unique or legendary, I think the timeline reward ones are honestly not that great. You can spec into a couple tree nodes, and you can go for like double echo rewards. And that is like somewhat okay. I don't think it's really like all that much worth doing. I know loot lizards have been pretty good if you have multiple items that you can use, and they're great for exalted items, but at the same time, I, again, don't really use them anymore, and this is more so my current setup for the farming strategy that I want to get into. So, what exactly is the farming strategy? Well, a lot of YouTubers have already made videos on this, so I'm not going to get too deep into it, but you're basically running 2 specific maps in order to farm favor. And I believe this is probably one of the fastest ways to farm favor. So you're going to be running a lot of false temples and a couple Lostwood Follies. You need way more false temples than follies. The follies, you're going to place one, and you're going to surround it in lost temples. So you're going to false temples. So you're going to place a false temple to pad. You're going to put a folly in the center, and then you're going to surround it. And you'll have to sacrifice one that won't be as juiced, but then the other 5 around the folly are going to be crazy juice. It's going to have a lot of density, so you're going to rack up the favor quite quickly. You can also purchase these from the Weaver, the Woven Faction vendor, and that can also be self-sustained. Like from running just those, I already have made back more than what I spent on the actual echoes themselves. So yeah, again, it's pretty easy to farm favor once you actually get capped, but before then, I do recommend periodically spending your favor in order to also rank up your COF rank. Because do keep in mind, you get more favor as you progress through the ranks, and not only that, you get favor from spending to buy prophecies. So the earlier uniques that you need with like maybe 1 or 2 LP, things for this build I had that were really cheap and really fast to get were Talons of Valor and like this Sphere. These are really common uniques, as well as the body armor, and just farming for like 2 LP on these could be a really good use of early favor before you hit COF 12. Yeah, and besides that, the favors to actually roll for, honestly, just go for the bosses. With the new addition of the Portal Charm, these bosses are so easy to clear that it saves you a lot of time. The more different types of prophecy objectives that you're willing to play, the less it's going to actually cost you, but the more time it's going to cost you. So in that reality, there is some opportunity cost to doing something like Arena, which I would not recommend. But again, these bosses take literal seconds. You jump in, you kill the boss, you get your loot. It's a full screen of loot. You don't have to worry about the safety and mapping. You can just pick up your loot right away. So yeah. But anyways, that was a really quick video. Just kind of wanted to go over how I've been farming uniques. I don't think I've gotten particularly too lucky. The one thing was like a Razorfall 2 super early on. But yeah, besides that, I'll be updating, probably making a couple of videos about this endgame build. And once I finish up with this build, I might do like a 0 to Hero series, assuming I have enough time, which I probably won't. But if I do, I'll probably start a new class and play something a little bit more home-cooked. And yeah, until next time, ciao.